The movie starts with two workers named Steve and Hadley, who are part of a secret organization underground. Their job is to sacrifice a specific number of people each year to please a mysterious monster. If they fail to do this, the monster will destroy the planet. Meanwhile, a group of 5 friends are getting ready for a 2-day trip in the woods. They load their bags into the RV, and as they leave, a man on a nearby roof is seen watching them and reporting to the organization. While they are driving, Jules realizes that their phone signals disappear as they get closer to the forest. Marty reassures her, saying he knows where the cabin is and that it belongs to a close friend of his. The group drives through a long tunnel that is the only way to the cabin. As they pass through, a bird hits an invisible barrier, showing that the entire area is surrounded by a mysterious force field. When they arrive at the cabin, they are amazed by how beautiful it is. They start exploring and go to their rooms. Holden discovers a strange painting and takes it down, uncovering a one-way mirror behind it. He can see Dana in her room, but she can't see him. He immediately tells the group, and they are puzzled about why the cabin is designed like that. Meanwhile, the secret organization watches everything through hidden cameras and prepares to sacrifice the group to the monster. Steve comes up with a plan and gathers the employees to bet on which monster will kill the group. Each department picks a different creature, and the one who guesses right will win the money. Back at the cabin, the friends start playing Truth or Dare. Dana chooses Dare, but before they can decide what to do, the cellar door suddenly swings open, frightening everyone. Out of curiosity, they decide to check it out. Since Dana picked Dare, they dare her to go down first. She grabs a flashlight and quietly goes down. They split up to explore the cellar, but Marty insists they should leave immediately, yet no one listens to him. Kurt finds a strange puzzle-like sphere, while Dana discovers an old diary from the Buckner family, who once lived there. The diary tells of how they had been tortured and murdered, and contains a spell that can bring them back to life. Marty panics and wants to leave, but Kurt tells him to stop being scared and suggests the spell might help the dead. Gathering her courage, Dana starts to read the spell aloud. As Dana reads, the dead Buckner family comes back as zombies and chaos breaks out. Meanwhile, in the organization's control room, Steve's team celebrates, having bet on the Buckners and winning. Back in the woods, Kurt and Jules take a peaceful walk without knowing the danger. The organization staff watches through cameras, predicting these two will be the first to fall victim. Just then, a zombie attacks, stabbing Kurt in the shoulder, and another zombie decapitates Jules. Her blood flows into a chamber meant for sacrifices. Meanwhile, Marty steps outside the cabin to use the bathroom when Kurt suddenly grabs him and shouts to get inside. The group is shocked to see Kurt injured, and he warns them about the creatures outside that want to kill them. Dana refuses to leave until she finds Jules and opens the door, only to see a zombie holding Jules' severed head. They quickly shut the door just in time. Kurt instructs everyone to lock the windows and stay close, but the organization releases a gas that affects the group. After inhaling it, Kurt unexpectedly changes his mind and tells them to go to their separate rooms. Marty goes to secure his room, but accidentally breaks a lamp, revealing a hidden camera. He realizes they have been watched the whole time. In the control room, Holden tries to release gas to make Marty forget what he saw, but a zombie suddenly attacks through the window and pulls him away. Marty screams for help, but no one can hear him. At that moment, the cabin starts shaking violently like an earthquake. A zombie bursts into Dana's room through the window, and she screams for help.
Holden breaks the mirror that separates their rooms and pulls Dana into his room. She notices a trap door on the floor, and taking a lamp, they decide to go down to the hidden cellar. Inside, they discover torture devices hanging from the ceiling. Dana realizes this is the place where the Buckner family was tortured before they died. Suddenly, a zombie attacks and stabs Holden in the back with a metal rod, lifting him up to kill him. Dana rushes in to help, takes a metal rod, and strikes the zombie until it's dead. Kurt arrives, and they quickly escape into a dark passage that leads them into the woods. They get into an RV, not noticing a bloody handprint on the door that indicates a zombie is already inside. Seeing the group escape, Steve tells the technicians to destroy the tunnel that leads out, but the system fails and they can't close it. Steve runs to the control room and manually connects 2 wires, making the tunnel explode just as the group drives away. They reverse the RV just in time, but now they're stuck outside and need to jump across a deep, narrow valley. Kurt confidently declares he can make it on his motorcycle. He accelerates and jumps, but crashes into an invisible barrier, gets electrocuted, and dies immediately. The group realizes that someone is deliberately trapping them and wants them to die. They keep driving, looking for another way out. Suddenly, the hidden zombie in the RV attacks and kills Holden, causing the car to crash into the lake. Dana climbs out of the roof, barely reaches the lakeshore, only to see another zombie approaching her. Inside the organization, the employees celebrate thinking Dana is about to die, and that the ritual will be complete. However, they receive a call saying the ritual is not done yet, because one sacrifice is still alive. Holden responds, claiming the last sacrifice is dying right in front of them. The caller corrects him, stating someone else is still alive. Meanwhile, the zombie lifts an iron trap to kill Dana. Just then, Marty comes to her rescue and takes her back to the cellar he escaped from earlier. He shares that he killed the zombie that had previously attacked him. Then he rewires an electrical panel and opens an elevator. A zombie hand suddenly falls inside with them. As they descend, through glass walls, they start to uncover the true nature of the facility. The elevator stops, and more terrifying creatures appear, all trapped and labeled. The victims unknowingly chose their own fate. When they read from the diary in the cabin, they summoned the zombie-tortured family. If they had chosen a different object, a different monster would have been released. Finally, the elevator reaches its destination. A guard appears and threatens them with a gun, but the zombie hand still inside grabs the guard's leg. Seizing the moment, Marty takes the gun and he and Dana dash into a large courtyard. A woman's voice commands them over the speakers to surrender and sacrifice themselves to save humanity. Soldiers rush toward them, pushing them into a nearby control room. Dana realizes that the panels in front of her control the security system, and she decides to disable everything. When she does, all the creatures are set free. They swarm the facility, attacking soldiers and employees without mercy. Dana and Marty escape through a back door and find a tunnel that leads downward. Meanwhile, Steve and the remaining employees realize their end is near. Hadley gets thrown across the room, and a huge creature crashes into him and devours him alive. Steve and Wendy attempt to escape through a tunnel, but are confronted by a massive snake that swallows Wendy. Steve survives the fall, only to be killed by Dana. His last words are a warning for her to kill Marty to save humanity. Marty urges her not to believe him, and they enter a strange room with 5 body shapes carved on the wall, where 3 of them are filled with blood. Dana realizes that these carvings represent her friends and the sacrificial offerings. The head of the organization finally appears and explains that beneath them are ancient gods who will destroy the world if the right sacrifices are not made in the correct order. Marty must die before dawn, with only 7 minutes left until the gods rise. Suddenly, a mutated werewolf attacks Dana, knocking the gun from her grasp. Marty fights and kills the creature. The woman in charge attempts to complete the ritual, but is interrupted when the zombie girl from the Buckner family appears with an axe. Marty dodges her attack, and the zombie ends up killing the woman instead. The ground shakes violently because neither the woman nor the zombie were part of the designated sacrifices. With only 2 minutes left until dawn, Marty lights a cigarette and sits next to Dana, suggesting that they either enjoy their lives or face the end together. Just then, the earth shakes, and a giant hand bursts up from below the cabin.